May Allah bless you all. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. MashaAllah, Huzur Qibla, Sayyidul Sadat, Huzur Peer Sayyid Ghulam Dastagir Shah Syed, Madda Zilluhul Aali. आपने याद फरमाया और यकीनन this is his efforts. I can see mashallah the hard work he's doing for Khatm Nubuwwah. He deserves a lot of applaud and congratulations. May Allah reward him immensely and accept his efforts, and may Allah grant us all ability to join hands with him as well and support this cause, and also other team. MashaAllah, it's not a work of an individual, it's a work of the whole team who are supporting MashaAllah Shah Sahab. So we thank them all specially, and especially thank him for inviting me, giving me this opportunity to speak today, inshallah ta'ala, in this short time. My topic is the importance of Khatm Nubuwwah, and why is it that we have to hold these conferences again and again? What's the purpose behind this? And what is it that we're trying to achieve through these conferences, and the message that we should be taking home today, inshallah, in a very short time. So, alhamdulillah, this issue of Khatm Nubuwwah is something that lies at the very heart of our belief and our faith. And it's not a peripheral matter, not a political issue either, not a political slogan that we're trying to raise here. It's something that is part of our belief in Iman. And for us, just like every article of faith explains and establishes something significant, some essential belief of ours. For example, faith and belief in Allah Ta'ala establishes the Aqidah of Tawheed. Similarly, the belief in angels establishes and protects the sanctity of the revelation. Similarly, the belief in the prophets would protect the faith and believe in the guidance of Allah Ta'ala. So this belief in the finality of the prophethood protects the integrity of Islam itself. If ulama kiram mention that if this belief is weakened, and everything that follows will become unstable as well. Because inshallah we'll explain why that's the case. Because this subject demands very clarity and unambiguity and courage and responsibility, especially in our times. That's why the brothers who make efforts, mashallah, to hold conferences like this, to pass the message on and to enlighten the community and the nation, they deserve a great, mashallah, praise and reward from Almighty Allah. May Allah grant them the reward. So we need to understand what is Khatm Nubuwwah actually. Mashallah, you heard great speeches before me, and brothers have explained in beautiful manner the meaning of Khatm Nubuwwah and the word Khatam and Khatim as well. So on the same lines, we need to understand what Khatm Nubuwwah is actually. We understand that this means that Aqal Islam, Sayyidina Muhammad Rasulullah is final prophet in every possible way, in every sense. He is final in time, and he's final in rank, final in authority, and final in law as well. I would like you to repeat that with me, please. He is final in rank. Say that, please. He's final in rank. And he is final in time as well, and final in authority. That's why Allah Ta'ala states very clearly, you heard in detail the analysis of the verse of Surah Ahzab. I won't repeat that, but that highlights that Khatam al-Nabiyyin does not mean the best of the prophets, as some have interpreted that to mean. It does not mean the confirmation of the prophets. It does not mean any symbolic confirmation. This clearly and categorically, this word means that Aqal Salam, right from the early generations, Sahaba Kiram till this day, they have understood and interpreted this to mean Sarkar Islam is the final prophet. And there's no prophet. This means absolute finality for Aqal Islam and his prophethood as well. So Aqal Islam himself repeated many times to clarify and remove any ambiguity that could ever arise. He mentions repeatedly that Ana Khatam Nabiyyin la Nabiyya ba'di. I am the final prophet. There can be no prophet after me in any shape or form. SubhanAllah. And mashallah, before me, Allama Sahib, who just preceded before me, they reminded you to say SubhanAllah as well. That's your contribution to today's gathering, inshallah. So which means that when this belief is final, this is categorical, and established, then this is not open to reinterpretation. This belief, mashallah, you have heard many good speeches, but I notice it might eventually become less useful for you if you do not note it down somewhere. So if you note down some important points in your phones, or if you record, much recording has been done, but make sure you take something back from this gathering to make it all meaningful, inshallah ta'ala. So I'm saying that belief is not open to reinterpretation, and it is not flexible. Plus, it is not subject to any intellectual trends, intellectual debates. And to deny it or to try to redefine it, that would be stepping out of the consensus of Ummah, na'uzubillah. And also, we need to understand why we have to place so much importance on the belief of the Khatm Nubuwwah. So first, that it actually protects your revelation. As brother said before me, Allama Sahib, they mentioned that if new prophet were to come, then that would mean that a new revelation would be coming down as well. So new revelation would have to be sent with a new prophet, and so revelation would never be settled, and every new generation would be vulnerable to new prophets and also new visions and new commands. So therefore this would bring some ambiguity, and faith would never become stable. Similarly, this protects the Islamic laws. So new Sharia, if new prophet come, he would bring new Sharia, and that would mean the actual Sharia would never be certain. Similarly, this protects the unity in the Muslims as well. So Khatm Nubuwwah, the belief in Khatm Nubuwwah protects our unity, because those who are false claimants, they discord and they fracture the communities, the unity, and they divide the families, and they plant a discord in between the ummah as well, and weaken the societies. So this unity cannot survive when the finality and final authority is questioned. And fourth thing that the fourth benefit that this gives us, that is that this protects the identity of Muslims. Because Islam, alhamdulillah, we've heard from ulama kiram, is not an evolving experiment. Islam is settled deen for us, and Sarkar, the day when this on the khutbah Hajjatul Wida, Sarkar, this verse was revealed to Aqal Islam, and they mentioned, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum deenakum. Your deen has become complete for you now. So there is nothing remaining in this deen now. Everything has been given to us already. So we don't need anyone to come after Aqal Islam to give us something new, some new kind of commandment. So this deen therefore is completely complete, yani. It is not revolving. For that reason, if this finality is blurred, then Islam itself will become negotiable. For that reason, my kiram have mentioned, to highlight the importance of this aqeedah, they mentioned that this Khatm Nubuwwah is meant to be red line for us. For some people, red line might be today's political leaders. They say he is our red line. But for us, the red line is Khatm Nubuwwah. If you remove this boundary, then nothing remains protected in Islam. So it's highly important, especially the parents. They need to understand, my brothers, the parents and the elders and the community, as a community we need to understand that we have certain responsibility to pass it on to people. So we need to understand the modern threats to the belief, that the threats, modern days threats, will not be open. They will be subtle, and they will be soft claims and soft language instead of direct claims. And they will rebrand the whole belief as spiritual reform instead of claiming directly, and they will call it academic discussions. Plus, there will be emotional storytelling. So they will not try to convince you to believe straight away. The immediate acceptance is not their target. They will try to confuse you, and that confusion is more dangerous than open opposition, yani. So this is important that we understand that social media is the greatest source of threat for our youngsters. So it's no longer the case where the street will be the greatest threat. Now the kid might be inside the room, and he might be exposed to all sorts of evil in his phone as well. So social media, plus the university discussions and online speakers who do not have a clear stance, these kind of things are extremely dangerous for our youngsters that we need to pay attention to. Aqal Islam have warned us that there will be 30 great liars, 30 Dajjaloon, who will appear after me till the day of judgment. So they indicate the highlights that these people, those who will come time to time, they will test your belief. So it's not about, this warning is not about an individual, it's about a pattern. So that means Ummah has a duty to repeatedly remind themselves and to keep talking about this. So therefore, it's very important. The parents, they carry a great responsibility in protecting the faith of the youngsters as well. So my brothers of Iman and Islam, as I mentioned, the Iman can be lost through silence nowadays, any ambiguity and silence and vagueness and neglect. So you must be careful in how you teach the belief to your kids. You must teach it very clearly, and your belief must be taught extremely clearly as well. And they must know, the children as they're growing up, they must be aware of who Prophet ﷺ is and why it is important that the finality of the prophethood is an integral part of Islam. So avoid ambiguous language and avoid saying that everyone has their own viewpoint. Because certain beliefs, they are non-negotiable. You must be straightforward. It must be clear that the finality, the prophethood, the Khatm Nubuwwah is a highly important belief in Islam. Similarly, you must monitor the media and education that they're receiving, because you must know what's being taught in schools and what they are surfing online, the children, what they're watching online, and the speakers and platforms they are getting influenced by. This is something that you need to be mindful of, and you must build confidence in your children, in yourself first, and in your children as well, so that there should be no apology. The children should not be embarrassed by expressing their aqeedah. They should be able to say with confidence that this is what Muslims have believed in throughout the history. So aqeedah of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, especially the aqeedah of Khatm Nubuwwah, this is what Muslims believe in. So there's no aggression here, and there's no insecurity. There's just clarity that we need to implant in the kids as well. So you must also choose their religious settings and the religious space very carefully, because not every religious platform will be trustworthy. So it's important that you take care of the language that's being used and the ideologies being taught, and also the associations that they have with various individuals. And finally, I would highlight, while this is a responsibility of parents, it's also responsibility of the community as general. We have mosque committee members sitting here, and those who are in charge of the masajid, especially, they need to preach these aqaid at masjid level now openly, without avoiding it for the sake of comfort or for any political reasons. We must teach these aqaid in masjid as well. Plus, the scholars must speak with wisdom, and also as a community, we must stop treating these aqaid as sensitive issues. So we need to tackle these, just like Sahaba Kiram, they taught aqeedah, just like they would teach prayers to the kids. They taught aqeedah as well, because aqeedah is foundation of your action. So you must start teaching that to your kids now, and must understand that Khatm Nubuwwah is not merely something that we affirm with our tongues. It is something that forms the foundation of our aqeedah, our iman, and this is something that we must protect with knowledge, vigilance, and responsibility. And also that we will be asked about this. You will be questioned about this in the hereafter. Hadith Mubarakah says that kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ul an ra'iyati. Every single one of you is a guardian, and you will be questioned about your staff and your ward, and you will be questioned about your kids. How do you raise them, and how you implanted the aqeedah of Islam in them? So if they end up, na'uzubillah, borrowing wrong aqaid, then that's your fault as well, because you did not form the foundations. So we must safeguard our faith and families in our homes as well. That will inshallah lead to protection of the ummah. May Allah grant us ability to do so, and may Allah also reward those scholars, mashallah, who are trying to guide us and guard our belief, mashallah, Hazrat Shah and the team who have, mashallah, repeatedly hold such gatherings, and they made this a mission, mashallah, to safeguard our beliefs. May Allah reward them. And also, mashallah, brothers were mentioning our work of Khatm Nubuwwah in East London. Inshallah, this Sunday, 18th of January, we have a conference in Walthamstow, inshallah ta'ala, on Wood Street, Walthamstow. Those who are around or local to that, or maybe they can attend easily, they should attend that. May Allah reward you all. Barakallahu feekum.